This jeweler called a meeting of the Jewelers Association. He explained what had happened. And the blind lady who had come with these jewels, and he said, we need to put forth a fund to purchase this. I believe we must assess it as not less than 5 crores. The other jewelers scolded him, how crazy you are. That lady was blind. She would never have known that these stones are worth 5 crores. You could have taken them away from her merely by giving her 50,000 as she had asked. Now you are making us put together the funds. The lady was blind, she could not see. This one jeweler responded, he said, you know, the lady was blind, but my conscience was not blind. The lady would not be able to see that I cheated her, but my conscience would not let me live. Here was the case of a person who accorded so much of value to his conscience. There are others for whom conscience is not important. They will do anything. They don't hesitate cheating. They will even swear, Teri kasam, meri kasam. How does it matter? Any which way you get what you want. So we all have these different values. If you want to make your life a success, if you want to be a truly happy person, if you want fulfillment and contentment and peace, you need to inspect your values. Maybe something needs to be changed out there. In other words, it is not so easy that I just make decisions, because decisions are coming from values. If I want to improve my decision making, I have to tweak my value system. Values were installed in us starting from childhood. When the parents said, "Beta, सच बोलना चाहिए, झूठ नहीं बोलना चाहिए, बेटी ऐसा करना चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए," all these values got instilled in us from childhood. So that is why there are people who embrace their work as a form of worship. When they are working, you see such dedication. And you realize there's a value within that is making them work like that. There are others who have different values. We all have varieties of values. But the important thing here is that values can be changed. That is what gives us hope. One interesting episode of somebody who changed his values was a gentleman called Alfred Nobel, about 125 years ago. You have heard the name of Alfred Nobel? He is famous the world over as the institutor of the Nobel Peace Prize. He actually established the Nobel Peace Foundation, which gives the Nobel Prize every year. However, many people are not aware that Alfred Nobel is also famous for something else. What is that? Yes. He was the inventor of the dynamite. And he made millions out of the dynamite. However, an episode happened in his life. His brother, Albert Nobel, passed away. And the correspondent got it wrong. The correspondent published an obituary. Dynamite King Alfred Nobel passes away. He assumed Albert Nobel to be Alfred Nobel. So Alfred Nobel in Stockholm, when over breakfast he was reading the newspaper, he had the benefit of reading his own obituary. The things that were written were extremely uncomplimentary. The correspondent had said, here was a man who made his millions through death and destruction and explosions. So Alfred Nobel said, is this the legacy that I'm going to leave behind? How awful. Is this what people will remember me for? How terrible. I need to change things around. That is why he instituted the Nobel Peace Foundation. And today he is remembered for that more than dynamite. Here was a person who completely changed his values. So what then creates the values in ourselves? Let's take our logic one step further. As true engineers, we must research till the very end. Why is it that everybody has different values? And what is the cause of the values we have within? And what can help us change our values? The values we hold are based upon our beliefs. The beliefs that we have. I believe that good food will give me happiness. I believe if I do bad, I will be successful. I believe that good people are successful. We have all these beliefs installed inside. So what are beliefs? Beliefs are not a religion. See, we have people from different religious traditions here. I am not giving a religious lecture here. I am just telling you how to become a better human being. The beliefs are not a creed or a religion. Beliefs are the convictions of the intellect. This world is so complex, it is impossible for our intellect to fathom. So we filter this world through our beliefs. And that enables us to understand things. Some people believe those who cheat will be successful. Somebody came and asked me, Swamiji, why is it that good people fail in life and bad people succeed? I said, this is your belief. And you want Swamiji to confirm your belief. But let me tell you, if your belief is this, your life is going to go off in a very inauspicious direction. Because then you will say that I should also be a bad person and cheat. That is the way to success. The beliefs, we have thousands and thousands of them. Nobody is free from beliefs. Scientists say, I don't believe in religion. It is all belief. But scientists also are believing their own senses. What I see must be correct. The senses could be giving wrong information. If you take 7 colors of the Newton's disk and rotate them, and then ask your senses, what color is it? The eyes will tell you it is white color. Is it actually white color? No. The senses are deceiving. This is an optical illusion. But a scientist has believed what I can see must be correct. What my intellect considers as logical must be right. Who is without belief? I once went to a scientist's home in America. He was an Indian scientist working in America. So he had a horseshoe. घोड़े के नीचे लोहा लगाते हैं ना? So he had a horseshoe in his home. I said, what is this? He said, Swami, in the Western world, they believe that horseshoe will bring you good luck. I said, you are a scientist and you believe this kind of hocus pocus? He said, no, Swamiji, I don't believe it at all. But the gentleman who gave me the horseshoe, he said, whether you believe it or you don't believe it, it will bring you good luck, and that's why I'm keeping it. Everybody is creating their own beliefs. Unfortunately, these beliefs are just happening to us. You went to 3 advocates and they cheated you. So you developed a belief all advocates are cheats. Is it true? Of course not. But you created a belief. Sometimes parents come to me. स्वामी जी हमारा लड़का आवारा हो गया. क्या करता? शराब पीने लगा. What to do? I say check his friend circle. If his friend circle is of people who are drinking, they will create a belief in him. Sang ka rang padega. They will convince him that the bottle will give you happiness. These beliefs we hold are the most important thing in our life. Because based on the direction of your belief, your whole life will veer. That is why the Bible says, we walk in life by faith, not by sight. The direction you are taking is not by your eyes, but by your beliefs. And that is why it is important to install good beliefs within ourselves. So how do you install good beliefs? Not कि वो पड़ोसी ने कहा वो पेड़ पर भूत रहता है इसलिए जाके वहां पर सिंदूर चढ़ाओ. Actual good beliefs. How do you install them in yourself? What is the way to do it? The proper way is to get good knowledge and utilize this good knowledge to establish your belief upon it. If the knowledge is sound, your belief will also be sound. That is the way to improvement. Just like today we are discussing some principles of knowledge. So this, if somehow you can access good knowledge, that knowledge will show you this is what happens, this is what happens, and then you create a belief upon it. So I am today going to share with you some little fragments of divine wisdom to help you establish some good beliefs. Nand Kumar ji said, Swamiji, you please tell our people how to succeed in life, how to become better. So I said, all right, this is my service to share knowledge that will help you in case you are interested to become a better person and to achieve success. This world appears to be very chaotic. There are so many fights and so many wars and so many strikes and so many hurricanes and cyclones. There seems to be so much of chaos going on in the world. Once a Westerner came to India. So he came to Hyderabad, went to Bangalore, went to Chennai, and then went to Kolkata, Delhi. Lucknow, Jaipur and Mumbai. He saw the metropolitans, he went to the towns and the villages. He saw the open potholes on the streets and the garbage lying on the lanes. So after 6 months he said, now I believe that God exists. People said, how is it? Seeing all this, how is it now you believe that God exists? He said, this country cannot run without God. There is so much of chaos everywhere. So apparently, it's not just in this country. You say America is an advanced country. I spent 7 months in America. It is equally chaotic. The whole world seems to be in strife. But actually it is not. There is a little trick to it you need to understand. A Chinese Taoist saying says, the snowflakes fall slowly to the ground. Every flake in its proper place. In other words, things are actually well under control. The Upanishad says, Ishavasamidam sarvam yakkincha jagatyan jagat. The whole world is the veritable form of God Himself. So where is the question of imperfection? So what is this perfection? Let me share with you a story. There was a boy in his 5th class school subject. He learned in biology that the caterpillar weaves a cocoon around itself and goes into hibernation for a few weeks. Inside it transforms into a butterfly. And then after these few weeks, it emerges from the cocoon as a beautiful butterfly. The boy learned this in biology in school, and when he was returning, in the rose bush of his garden, he found a cocoon hanging. He said, wow, I will see the miracle of nature unfolding before my own eyes. My own garden rose bush will be my laboratory now. Every day while going to school and while coming back, he would check his personal cocoon as the butterfly started coming out. Sure enough, one day, there was a tear in the cocoon. Since it was a Saturday, a holiday, he would keep visiting after every hour. Can I see the butterfly? And by midday, the butterfly was visible. It was poking its head out slowly, tearing apart its house. He was looking at it transfixed. After it had emerged halfway through, it seemed to get stuck. It was unable to extricate itself further, and the cocoon was going up and down, bobbing in the air. This boy felt great pity upon the little butterfly and said, how terrible. So he said, let me go and put an end to its miseries. He ran home, got a pair of scissors, and snapped open the cocoon. I have liberated the butterfly and removed all its woes. That creature fell to the earth. He thought it will fly away, but it was cringing on the ground. He thought, he saw, oh my God, its stomach is swollen and the wings are crippled. He thought this will soon correct itself. The wings will fill up and the stomach will shrink. But he did not realize that now this would never be. That struggle was necessary for the evolution of the butterfly. In struggling to pull itself out, the butterfly would have pushed all the juice from its stomach into its wings. Without that struggle, the butterfly will remain ever crippled. In the same way, when we experience difficulties and hardships in life, we also look for somebody who will remove them all. We think difficulties and hardships are bad things. But little do we realize they are placed there by God. So that when we face them, when we overcome them, we will fill our divine wings for the sublime flight of life to the supreme destination. In other words, it is in facing challenges that we grow from inside. Swami Vivekananda said, life is the continual unfoldment of a being under circumstances tending to press it downwards. The nature of life is such, it presses you, and you fight against it, and that is what leads to your inner growth. So it is not, the British saying says, it is not a calm sea that makes a skillful sailor. It is the turbulent storms that makes skillful sailors. In the same way, life is always difficult. Everybody has difficulties. Not because there is something wrong with this world, but because the world is a university. Which university did you go to? Well, let me tell you, we are all in the university of hard knocks. This is the world around us, where there are physical challenges, emotional challenges, social threats, financial hazards, and mental threats, so many professional difficulties. All these are there not to break you, but to help you become a better person. So the purpose of the whole universe, I'm giving you a piece of knowledge which if you believe in, it will transform your values and change your life. The purpose of this universe is to help you keep growing, to help you keep evolving. That is why this whole world exists, and